Next, let's look at Zombie Captain America. Why did I sound almost like Hank Hill when I said that? Hello friends and enemies. So this has been a long time coming. There have been like a billion reviews of these already because they've been out for quite a while and I'm just now getting around to opening them up and looking at them, so I am sorry about that. It's the Marvel What If Marvel Legends line. And I've had this wave just sitting around waiting to be opened, but I said, no, I'm gonna do other stuff instead. And then I did. But it's okay, no regrets. We don't look back on this channel. So we've got the entire wave set up here, minus Sylvie. We already opened her up along with Mobius in a different review. So today, we'll be looking at Zombie Captain America, Zombie Hunter Spidey, Star-Lord T'Challa, Doctor Strange Supreme, Captain Carter, and Heist Nebula. So without any further ado, let's just pick out who we want to look at first. Let's go with Captain Carter, because that seems to be one everyone really loves. So you know the deal by now when it comes to the Marvel Legends packaging. Window showing the character in the front, illustration on the side, illustration on the back with a little blurb about the character, pictures of everything you can expect to get in the wave, and if there's a Build-A-Figure, the Build-A-Figure will be displayed here too. And in this case, of course, the Build-A-Figure is Marvel's The Watcher. So these came out last year, and a lot of people had this figure on their top figures of the year list. And she does, of course, look like a great figure, but jury's out until I get my hands on her so I can see what I think. Because, of course, my opinion is the most important opinion of all the opinions. And I can see why everyone really liked this figure. It's a cool character design, and the clean sculpt really accentuates that. I feel like I remember her being a little bit more brawny in the show, maybe. Like, I feel like she had more mass up in the shoulders and arms. And looking at the illustration on the back, it definitely does seem that way. So I would have liked her to be a little bit more brawny up in the shoulders. I'll take what I can get. The head sculpt here is really nice. Once again, very clean. She's got some major cheekbone action going on. Perfectly coiffed hair. Yeah, with Steve as a super soldier, he was always running around looking perfect no matter what, and now Peggy gets to do that too. Also, great boots. So many great boots on these action figures. Super clean paint on the flag on the front. That same design and cleanliness travels around to the back. Little hits of metallic paint on these buckles. And the majority of her costume is a really nice matte blue color. I think she would be even better with a little bit of shadow on the brown parts of her costume, but for what it is, I think it's really nice. I would have also liked maybe a differentiation in the color on these boot straps and maybe some silver color on the buckles on the straps, but it's an inexpensive action figure. Peggy can look down. She cannot look up great because her hair's in the way, but it's great hair. I would probably trade not being able to look up for having hair that nice. 360 on the head, arm up, swivel, full rotation on the bicep, double elbow. Especially nice here because her forearm isn't so bulky that it's going to get in the way of posing, and also she doesn't have a big pauldron or a big glove that's also going to get in the way. So she can really experience the full range of motion that comes with that double elbow. Up and down and twist on the wrist, back a little bit, tiny bit of crunch, rotation, but I don't really want to do it too hard because it's clicking a lot and it makes me nervous. Leg can extend about to there. Cannot go back. Her butt is in the way. I mean, this is literally the farthest it will go back. We do have a thigh swivel, however. Double knee, a little bit of work to get that going. Flat 90 kick. And of course, she comes with the shield. Just ease her little fingies through that. The shield does not really want to stay. I mean, I assume this is her shield hand. Oh, I see why. This has come unattached. So I'm gonna need to glue this back into place. It would have been really cool to give her a weapon, like something to hold in this grasping hand, but the shield itself is pretty cool. Once again, very clean. Super, super clean paint. Not noticing any imperfections there except for the handle coming off on the back. So yeah, she is a really cool figure. And I don't want to harp on this too much, but it'll be nice to have a female figure that's not just super duper skinny with tiny little wrists and ankles and stuff. She can actually stand up and I don't have to worry about breaking her wrists when I move them. More female super soldiers, please. Alright, let's do Zombie Hunter Spidey next. I forgot to point this out when I was looking at Peggy's packaging, but the little icon for this wave is the Watcher. So yeah, character in the front, illustration on the side, another illustration on the back, your wave info, warnings, don't let children eat it. I wonder out of this wave, which one would be the tastiest looking to a child. Okay, looking at the action figure first without the cloak on it. Cool costume with this beautiful soft blue color. Neat spider insignia. He's got the web shooting gauntlets. He's got a little bit of dirt and grime on him in certain spots because he's been fighting zombies for who knows how long, and that's a cool touch. I think at his hip here too are additional web canisters for the gauntlets. And that's going to be weird when you're twisting him, but the whole thing is going to be weird because there's a lot of straight lines in his costume that aren't going to line up. And that twist is pretty awkward anyway. Lines sculpted into the costume. Very nice head sculpt. Cheekbones for days. Nice swoopy hair. I just love that he comes with the Cloak of Levitation. I guess it's strange to have one of your favorite Marvel characters be an inanimate object. Well, I guess it's not inanimate. It is animate. It's literally... it has a personality. I guess it's weird for one of your favorite Marvel characters to be a piece of clothing, but I love the Cloak of Levitation. Nice sculpt on the cloak also. Got these sections of detail, beautiful folds, high collar, golden clasps. He looks pretty good in it, don't you think? Wish I had a Cloak of Levitation. So he will also come with extra hands. He's got one set of punchy hands and one set of web slinging hands. And of course he's got the costumed Spidey head, and ours has a little bit of dirt right here on the eye, which is unfortunate, but it's not too noticeable from far away. You have to be this far away to not notice it. Pop off the unmasked head and put on... ow. Oh, ow. I had to do it off camera, as not to hurt my fingies. And then the pegs on the hands aren't that delicate, so you should have no problem just plugging them in. So, Zombie Hunter Spidey will look up quite a ways, which is good for Spider-Man. Chin to chest, pretty good. Of course, we've got rotation in the head. Arm up. At first I thought he had a butterfly joint, but he does not. Arm up to about there. Rotation, bicep swivel, double elbow, and like with Peggy, there's no huge gauntlet to get in the way, though his bicep does get in the way a little bit. Crunch back action, much more crunch forward than back. We covered that twist a little bit already. High kick, out to the side, not great. Oh, this is nice though, look how far he can kick back. It's engineered so his butt doesn't get in the way. Yeah, it looks like this is on a pretty robust ball joint, and then you've got the thigh swivel. Double knee. So yeah, even if you are not a fan of What If, or you haven't seen it or whatever, this is still a really cool Spider-Man figure. And he comes with a cloak. We are looking at T'Challa Star-Lord next. I just really like the color combination of purples, grays, and golds. Looks really good together. This man has a fantastic jacket, much like Peter Quill Star-Lord. He also has a fantastic jacket. Here we go again with that clean, animated look, face sculpt. Very, very slight texture to the hair. Cheekbones for days. He looks a little mischievous, and I like that. I like the expression on his face. A little bit mischievous, a little bit cocky, in a way that he wasn't really in the show. For as much as I like the gray with the purple, the shirt and the pants kind of blend in together. I like the shape of his back here. Nice character design, broad back, kind of that classic pointy sleeved science fiction look, and also excellent beard. And I don't know if it's this way on all of them, but the hands on mine are a little sloppy. They put the sprue right on top of the hand, which isn't really a good idea. I mean, maybe that's the only way they could do it, but having a sprue mark right on the top of the hand makes it look like a injury or a burn or something, and it just kind of mars that otherwise nice hand sculpt. He'll come with a second helmeted head, so once again you've got those gold, gray, and purple details. I love the purple of the eyes. It's very cool. I might prefer him with just his regular head on though. Come on. Oh, these are difficult. Let me do this off camera. Ah, ow. Well shoot. The dumbbell came with him. Whew, that was an ordeal. The dumbbell joint came off with the head, and then it wouldn't come out of the head, so I had to get the pliers, and then I couldn't get the new head on, so I had to warm it all up with hot water, and now he's watery, and there's dog fur on him. I tried to clean it off. But yeah, he looks good with the helmet on. I think I prefer it with the helmet off. T'Challa Star-Lord can look up a good amount, not as much as Spidey, but that's okay. Chin to chest, decent amount. Tilt. Of course, we've got rotation. Arm up. That's a smooth arm movement, unlike with the Spidey, which it was kind of difficult to get his arm up. Rotation. Bicep swivel. We've got a little crunch forward. Not so much back. We've got that same cut rotation that we had on Spidey. Leg up to the side. Not... well, you can kind of fudge it and make it go to the back, but it can't go straight back. Cut on the thigh for swivel. Double knee. But it doesn't really do much. Can't go very far. And then that same ankle joint that we've seen on pretty much all the Marvel Legends. So he doesn't come with any alternate hands, but these hands are for gripping, and that's because he comes with these two phasers. Again with that great color scheme, beautiful metallic purple and gold. See if we can squeeze these in. I don't really remember which way they go. I think it's this way. That looks right. Look, his fingers are sliding right into the appropriate spots. Yeah, the phasers definitely paint a more complete picture of T'Challa Star-Lord. So all in all, a cool, unique figure. If you're a fan of Black Panther and you're a fan of Star-Lord, then this is like they had a baby, you guys. Not really. It's just T'Challa as Star-Lord. Next, let's look at Zombie Captain America. Why did I sound almost like Hank Hill when I said that? I just wanted to say that I really like this illustration, especially the eyes. He looks appropriately feral. Well, is it an illustration or is it a shot from the show? I guess each individual shot from the show would be considered an illustration, wouldn't it? What do I know? I only studied this for 4 years. Oh, he only has one shoe. Alright, and this is just a cool figure just to have. Like, once again, even if you don't care about What If, it is super cool just to have a zombie Captain America. He looks pretty badass, not gonna lie. Pretty gruesome for a Marvel toy, don't you think? I don't think I've ever seen this level of gore on a Marvel Legends toy before. Just like, everywhere you look, there's something new to catch your eye. Like up here with his chin strap hanging down, exposed ribs on the back too, this tattered costume, an absolutely ripped up glove, some tendons showing, some blood spatter, and then just like the beautiful detail of being able to see straight through his legs. You've got some dried out tendon action on the leg here. It's just a really awesome figure. And then you can also see straight through his mouth. He's got this like little scrap of skin hanging from his upper jaw to his lower jaw. That is just so cool. This was definitely the figure that I was most excited about. Aside from sculpt, paint application is fantastic. You've got some spots of gold throughout. You've got a lot of blood spatter, a sickly gray-green skin, bloodshot yellowed eyes. He just looks really cool. I mean, I feel bad for him. Poor Steve got zombified, but we got a really great figure out of it. He can look up pretty far too. Down, not so much. Head tilt. It's good for when you need to do like a deranged zombie pose. And of course we've got rotation. Since he's a zombie, he could rotate his head all the way around. Joints are a little bit stiff. Bicep swivel. Nice double elbow. And it's cool that this little scrap of fabric is hanging off of the elbow piece. Crunch back, crunch forward. Not much. He does have a twist though, both at the waist and at the top of the torso. And the waist twist is being hidden by this belt, unlike the last couple we looked at. So it kind of protects the illusion a little bit more. High kick, out to the side, make any zombie mom proud. Once again, if you fudge it a little bit, his leg can go back, but it can't go straight back. Double knee. Ow, I pinched my fingy. Of course, Captain America has to come with a shield. And zombie Captain America has to come with a blood-stained shield. The blood looks a little purple on the shield, but maybe that's just how blood dries on vibranium. I don't know. It makes sense to me. It's almost a shame to cover up this forearm with the shield because I just love this detail of the tattered sleeve and the ripped glove. I guess he could hold it in his left arm. Is he a righty or a lefty? I think I would know this by now, but I don't. Oh yeah, he looks really cool. Can we have some Zombie Steve versus Captain Carter action? So yeah, definitely my favorite out of the wave thus far, and probably will be my favorite of the entire wave. You did good, Zombie Steve. You did good. Alright, Heist Nebula. And I gotta say, I'm not really a fan of this look for Nebula. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, that she would look and act differently if she was raised differently, if Thanos wasn't such an awful father. But I don't know. There's just something about her being the femme fatale that I just don't buy. I'm just used to angry at the world Nebula, you know? And the blonde hair really throws me off too. And as much as I was not a fan of this look in the series, she does translate really well to action figure form. Even the shock of bright blonde hair is really, do I want to use the word pleasing? It's pleasing to the eye when coupled with this blue skin and this purple outfit. I love those lips, that cheeky smile, the black eye with only the barest hint of a highlight. Her hair is so beautiful, perfectly coiffed. There does seem to be a little bit of a scraggly-do. Scraggly-do? What does that even mean? There's some kind of marring right here, but it's not bad. It's okay. She's got a really cool outfit, slightly textured in areas, a really neat gun holster that is loose on her, so it'll be easier to pose her. You can just kind of finagle this around. This is what I would call Vaporeon blue, which is my favorite color in the entire world. So yeah, I'm inclined to think of her as a completely different character, but whoever that character may be, she looks really cool. See, Nebula can not look up because her hair is too fantastic. It holds secrets, that's why it's so big. She can't look down much either. A little bit of tilt, but that hair just gets in the way. Up on the arm, no bicep swivel on her. We've seen bicep swivel in all the other figures so far, but Nebula does not have it because her arms are too slender. She also does not get a double elbow. Skinny chicks only get a single elbow. Sorry, ladies. I really love this delicate hand that she's got. It looks like she's about to, steal something, which fits. There's no crunch on the torso, but you can bend her over. Then that makes this look kind of weird. A little back and forth at the chest. Got some rotation at the chest, a lot more rotation at the waist, and once again it's covered by this belt, so the cut is not visible. Up, out. And her leg can go pretty much straight back. She does get a thigh cut, a double knee. Very acrobatic. Man, these boots are cool. So Nebula does not come with much. She comes with a clenched fist and an extra trigger finger hand, and this space gun. Looks kind of like a hairdryer or like a stapler, but it's a space gun. So yeah, she is another cool one, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of her in this series. She has this holster too. Can this go in here? Can holster her gun? Yep, the gun goes in there very well, but I kind of like it in her hands. And lastly, except for the Build-A-Figure, Doctor Strange Supreme. Very ominous picture of Steven on the side. I don't know why I'm calling him Steven, like we're buddies or something. I thought the Doctor Strange Supreme stuff was the best part of What If. I mean, that and the Watcher, who was just great. Oh, and Ultron was cool too, I guess. I actually didn't like What If that much, and this is something I kind of want to talk about, is I noticed that I don't look too hard at likes versus dislikes on the video because I just am doing this for fun and I don't want it to like bring me down or whatever. But the Mezco Conan review I posted got the most dislikes of any video I've ever posted. And I think that's because I said I didn't like Conan. But here's the thing, just because I say I don't like something doesn't mean that it's not good, right? In fact, I would say that there are a lot of things that I don't like that are fantastic, and a lot of things I do like that are terrible. I make no compunction about that, right? I'm not gonna argue that the things I like are the best things, and the things I don't like actually suck really, because they don't. I just have very particular tastes in things, and that's okay, everyone does. So like not liking someone or whatever just because they say they don't like something that you like, unless the thing that they don't like is free speech or like human rights, then you shouldn't get angry at them or dislike them just because they have a different opinion. So yeah, I didn't really care for most of What If. Some of it was really cool, but again, if you loved it, that's great. Regardless of how people feel about it, we got some really cool action figures. I went to wash my hands and took off my rings, so that's why they're suddenly gone. Anyway, moving on to Doctor Strange Supreme. Appropriately evil looking. Man, this guy, that episode was just so cool, like him just going further and further into depravity, just absorbing more and more of these souls, becomes an eldritch horror demon thing. I wish they had released a figure of him in his like demon form, but I guess we don't really see all of it. But man, that was crazy. Would have liked a little bit of extra paint on his skirt here, but as it is, we have this belt with a nice kind of coppery color, and that adds some much needed variety to the costume. More cool boots. Face sculpt once again is fantastic. This wave really has some awesome faces. Crazy sunken cheeks, sunken eyes, haggard features. His hair is just in disarray. He's got the evil goatee. I feel like if you didn't know anything about Doctor Strange, you would look at this and say evil wizard, which is what he is. So excellent character design. Man, I love his costume. And he comes with the evil cloak of levitation that he stole off that bug demon or whatever it was. So he's got a hole in the back of his back. The cloak has a peg here. I guess that's so it doesn't move around. Yeah, it's not really laying flesh against him like the regular cloak of levitation would. It looks almost like it's trying to escape from him, which checks out. It's not his cloak. He stole it. But having it away from the back also adds like a billowing, ominous, evil look. Really cool sculpted details. The folds look a little unnatural to me. I don't know what kind of fabric this is supposed to be. I guess it's otherworldly fabric, so it doesn't really matter. It can look unnatural because it is unnatural. Some really cool textured golden details on the trim, and then that beautiful purple and gold on the inside. Steven will look up, down. Ooh, nice tilt. Once again, you want the tilt in a bad guy, so you can kind of like make them look more unhinged. Arm up, swivel at the bicep. Double elbow? Is that a double elbow? It's a double elbow, but it doesn't go very far because he's got these gauntlets and these folds. You got some crunch back, not so much crunch forward, but you do have rotation at that waist, which is nicely hidden by the skirt. And I know it's not a skirt, it's part of his tunic or whatever, but I get to call it a skirt if I want. But the skirt, see, I just did it again, is also going to get in the way of leg movement. He does have a double knee, as much as that will help you. A cut and swivel at the boot, and then our regular ankle articulation. So in addition to the cloak, he comes with this alternate magic using hand. And he only comes with one. Be cool if we had two, but wow. He does not want to give up this hand. Come here. Jesus. And that's a really cool green magic effect. Looks like a transmutation circle. Yeah, I was big into Full Metal Alchemist for a long time. So yeah, add the cloak. He definitely looks really imposing. He looks pretty cool when he's all set up like that. Yeah, definitely a really neat figure. Do wish that he had like interchangeable demon parts or something. I think that would be pretty neat. Alright, now we get to work on our Build-A-Figure as everything falls down around me. I don't really like building Build-A-Figures because my fingers are weak, much like the rest of me. But let's see what we can do. You can see his little waist here. He's got a butt. One leg on. Man, he got some long legs. You think Uatu was a supermodel at some point? I'm just gonna leave it like this. I'm just kidding. He's got this little slot on the front, and there is a raised area inside the dress. I don't know if you can see it. So use that as your guideline. Push it on like that. Ooh, he's a big boy. I'm gonna have to pull back my camera, I think. Looks like we got him pretty much set up. And we just add this collar piece to the back, and we have our Watcher. And he's a pretty cool figure. Definitely larger than the other figures. You can see him here next to Star-Lord T'Challa. So he's a bit more imposing. He's very regal. I love all these draping fabrics, just the way they kind of look like they're swaying and flowing. He's got the long sleeve. A really cool kind of it looks almost like gold brushed medallion or chest plate or something on his chest. And that same brushed gold texture extends to this bracer. There's a slight texture to the back of the cape, or I guess the inner portion of the cape, and then that really pretty blue color paired with the gold and the oranginess, is that the right word? Oranginess of his skin. It's kind of beautiful when you don't really look at his head. The Watcher can not look down much. He can look up, which is good, I guess. He'd probably tilt. Of course, you've got rotation, outstretched arm, and there's rotation on that arm too. Rotation at the bicep. That looks like a double elbow, but this arm isn't really wanting to go up that far. And on this arm, you've got up and down and rotation on that sleeve. And he's got articulation on his legs, but since he's wearing this heavy dress or whatever, there's not much you're going to be able to do with that. But he does have a foot articulation, which is good because you really need him to be as flat-footed as possible to stand him up without him falling over. So yeah, really cool set. Like I said, not the hugest fan of What If, but I really dig these figures. Zombie Captain America is definitely my favorite, but the others are no slouches either. Particularly nice to have that Captain Carter, and it's nice to have the Watcher too. I really enjoyed him in What If. Jeffrey Wright did the voice. The first time I heard the Watcher's voice, I was like,
why did they give him such a hot voice?
But now I know why, because it was Jeffrey Wright. So as always, likes and subscribes are very much appreciated. Comments are more than welcome. Let me know if you got the What If wave and how you feel about it. Who's your favorite? Is it Zombie Captain America? Because it should be. I'm just kidding. You can like whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. We're all unique individual snowflakes on this here spinning rock. So that's going to do it for me today, and I will see you guys on the next one.